This is the Sakar Murli of the 15th of January 2024. Essence. Sweet children, in order to become pure, it is essential for you to have the pilgrimage of remembrance. This is the main subject. When you have the power of yoga, you can become serviceable and virtuous. Question. How is the yoga that you children study unique? Answer. Until today, all the yogas that people have been studying and teaching one another have been yogas that connect human beings with human beings. However, we are now having yoga with the incorporeal one. When incorporeal souls remember the incorporeal Father, that is unique. People in the world remember God, but they do that without having his introduction. To remember anyone without knowing his occupation is devotion. You knowledgeable children have remembrance while having his introduction. Om Shanti. The spiritual father sits here and explains to you children. You children have first of all received the father's introduction. When a baby is born, he first receives the introduction of his parents. You too have received the introduction of the Father, the Creator, number-wise according to the efforts you make. You children know that only the Father is the highest on high, so you also have to tell others his praise. You sing salutations to Shiva. To say salutations to Brahma and salutations to Vishnu doesn't seem right. It seems right to say salutations to Shiva. It seems right to say salutations to the deity Brahma, salutations to the deity Vishnu. They have been called deities. God is the highest on high. When someone comes, first of all, you definitely have to tell him the Father's praise. He is the Supreme Father. Some children forget how to relate the Father's praise. First of all, explain that he is the Supreme Father, the teacher, and also the Satguru. All three have to be remembered. In fact, you have to remember shivbaba alone in all three forms. You have to make this firm. You know the Father's praise, and this is why you praise him. They have said that the highest on high Father is in the pebbles and stones. They also say that he is in human form. However, he cannot constantly stay in a human body. He simply takes it on loan. He himself says, I take the support of this one's body. So make the first thing firm, that the Father is the truth. He alone tells you the story of the true Narayan. Only the true Father changes you from an ordinary human into Narayan. In the Golden Age there was the kingdom of Lakshmi and Narayan. It is only now that you understand how they became that. Who made them that? When the story was told, and when Raj Yoga was taught. All other types of yoga are those of human beings with human beings. They don't have any type of yoga in which human beings have yoga with the incorporeal one, or know his introduction. Nowadays, although people do have yoga with Shiva, and they also worship him, no one knows him. They don't even understand that Prajapita Brahma would definitely be in the corporeal world. They are confused. They think that Prajapita Brahma would first of all be in the Golden Age. If Prajapita Brahma exists in the Golden Age, why have they shown him in the subtle region? They don't understand the meaning of that. This corporeal one has bondages of karma, whereas the subtle being is karmatit. No one has this knowledge. Only the One Father gives you this knowledge. When he comes and gives you this knowledge, it is then that you can give it to others. It is very easy to give others the Father's introduction. You just have to explain Alpha. That one is the unlimited Father of all souls. It is not difficult to give anyone his introduction. It is very easy. However, if you don't have that faith or practice, you are unable to explain to others. If you don't give knowledge to anyone, it means you don't have that knowledge yourself. If there isn't this knowledge, then it is devotion. There is body consciousness. Only those who are soul conscious would have knowledge. I am a soul, and my Father, the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, is the Father, Teacher and Satguru too. There is also Prajapita Brahma. The Father has told you the occupation of Prajapita Brahma and also of himself. People have mixed Shiva and Shankar together and said that both are one. They say that destruction took place when Shankar opened his eye. Destruction will take place through bombs and natural calamities. They say Shiva, Shankar, Mahadev. Those pictures are not accurate. All of those pictures belong to the path of devotion. There isn't anything like that there. Prajapita Brahma too is a bodily being. He has so many children. All of those pictures are for worshipping. The Father has explained to you, this one, Brahma, is corporeal, Vyakt, and that one is subtle, Avyakt. When he becomes Avyakt, he becomes an angel. There are definitely both places, the incorporeal world and the subtle region. You also go to the subtle region. The Father has explained that Prajapita, who is a human being, then becomes an angel, and he is also shown the kingdom where he will rule. It would be difficult to explain about the subtle region without pictures. In fact, the four-armed image of Vishnu doesn't really exist. That is a picture of the path of devotion. The Father explains that it is souls that have to become pure from impure. Souls will become pure and go back to their land. Souls reside in the incorporeal world and become corporeal here. However, there is no important story told in the subtle region. Only at this time does the Father explain to you the secrets of the subtle region. So there are the incorporeal world, the subtle region, and then the corporeal world. Therefore, first of all, give everyone the Father's introduction. People on the path of devotion call out to Baba, "O God, O Prabhu," but they don't know him. Salutations to the Supreme Soul Shiva is constantly said. Deity Shiva is never said. Deity Brahma is said. Shiva is only called the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul. Deity Shiva is never said. It is the Supreme Soul Shiva that is said. He cannot be called omnipresent. He has to carry out the task of making the impure ones pure. Therefore, could he do that by entering pebbles and stones? That is called extreme darkness. It is also fixed in the drama. The Father comes and explains when there is extreme unrighteousness. Defamation of whom? Those people simply recite the verses and then relate their meaning. You children should go to them and see them do that. You should tell them, "We will explain the meaning of this to you," and then straight away give them this knowledge. They would not realize that you are BKs. Although you dress in white, you don't have a stamp on you. You can go and listen to them anywhere and ask them to tell you the meaning of what they say. Then see what they tell you. All of these pictures are for understanding the details. There is a lot of knowledge. Even if you were to make the ocean into ink, there would be no end to knowledge. Then you are also told about it, taking just a second. You just have to give the Father's introduction. That same unlimited Father is the Creator of heaven. All of us, His children, are brothers. So we too should definitely have the kingdom of heaven. However, not everyone can receive that. The Father only comes in Bharat, and it is only the people of Bharat who become residents of heaven. Others come later. This is very easy, but they don't understand. Baba is amazed. One day, even dancers, etc., will come and listen. Those who come at the end will become cleverer. Anyone can go and serve them too. Many of you are too embarrassed. They have a lot of body consciousness. Baba says you also have to explain to prostitutes. They are the ones who have degraded the name of Bharat. The main thing needed here is the power of yoga. Everyone is completely impure, so the pilgrimage of remembrance is needed to become pure. That power of remembrance is slightly lacking at present. Some have this knowledge, but they lack having remembrance. This is a difficult subject. Only when you pass in this can you uplift those without virtues. The good, experienced mothers can go and explain to them. Kumaris don't have that experience. Mothers can explain to them. The Father says, "Become pure and you will become the masters of the world." The world itself will become Shivalay. The Golden Age is called Shivalay. There is plenty of happiness there. You can also tell them, the Father says, "Now make a promise to remain pure." The sword to make such impure ones pure has to be very sharp. Perhaps there is still time for this. Your explaining is number-wise. Baba knows that not all of those who live at the centres are the same. There is the difference of day and night among those who go out to do service. So first of all, when you explain to anyone, give them the Father's introduction. Praise the Father. No one except the Father can have all these virtues. He alone makes you virtuous. The Father himself establishes the Golden Age. This is now the confluence age, when you become the most elevated. He sits here and tells you souls, explain that each body belongs to a soul. To whatever extent someone understands, that becomes visible on his face. The faces of those who are moody change completely. When you sit here whilst considering yourselves to be souls, your faces remain good. This also has to be practiced. Those who live at home with their families are not able to take this leap as much because they have their mundane business to do. Only when they practice this fully while walking, sitting and moving around can they become firm. Only by having remembrance do you become pure. To the extent that you souls stay in yoga, accordingly you become pure. In the Golden Age you were Satyapradhan, and so you were very happy. You are now laughing and enjoying yourselves at the Confluence Age. Therefore, now that you have found the unlimited Father, what more do you want? You have to surrender yourselves to the Father. Scarcely any wealthy ones emerge, only poor ones receive this. The drama is created in this way. Gradually there will continue to be expansion. A handful out of multi-millions become beads of the rosary of victory. However, the subjects have to be created number-wise. So many will be created. There will be all types, wealthy and poor. A whole kingdom is being established. All the rest will go back to their own sections. So the Father explains, children, you also have to imbibe divine virtues. Your food and drink also have to be good. You should never want to eat anything in particular. Those desires arise here. Baba has seen many ashrams of those who are in the stage of retirement. They live there very peacefully. Here the Father explains all of these unlimited things. Prostitutes and those without virtues will come and become even cleverer than you. They will sing such first-class songs that your mercury of happiness will rise. Only when you explain to those who have fallen very far down and make them elevated will your name be glorified. They will say, you also make the prostitute so elevated. They themselves would say, we were Shudras, and we have now become Brahmins, and we will then become deities and then warriors. Baba can understand about everyone as to whether they will be able to progress or not. Those who come at the end can go ahead of them. As you progress further, you will see everything. You can even see it now. The new children have so much enthusiasm to do service. Acha. To the sweetest beloved, long lost and now found children, love, remembrance and good morning from the Mother, the Father, BapDada. The spiritual Father says Namaste to the spiritual children, and the spiritual children say Namaste to the spiritual Father. Essence for Dana. 1. Do the service of making impure ones pure. Give this knowledge to the prostitutes and those without virtues, and uplift those who have fallen. Only when you uplift them will your name be glorified. 2. In order to make your vision pure, practice while walking and moving around. I am a soul. I am speaking to a soul. Stay in remembrance of the Father and you will become pure. Blessing. May you be a jewel of contentment and experience contentment and enable others to experience it by remaining aware of your eternal form. Remain aware of your eternal and original forms. When you stabilize in that awareness, you yourself will remain content, and you will also be able to give others the experience of the speciality of contentment. The reason for any discontent is the lack of some attainment. Your slogan is, "I have attained what I wanted to attain." To belong to the Father means to claim a right to the inheritance. Souls who have such rights are constantly full and are jewels of contentment. Slogan. In order to become equal to the Father, let there be equality in your understanding, your desires, and your actions. Om Shanti. With Avyakt silence, experience the double light angelic stage. In order to serve through the form that is blessed, first of all have pure thoughts in yourself. Throughout the day, continue to move along in waves of an ocean of pure thoughts. And whenever you want, go to the bottom of that ocean of pure thoughts and become an embodiment of silence. Your deep stage of silence will transform the atmosphere, and you will experience yourself to be a double light angel.